Why did Joseph run? Let's take a bite. Diving right into the word, Genesis 39 verse 6 says, "So Potiphar gave Joseph complete administrative responsibility over everything he owned. With Joseph there, he didn't worry about a thing except what kind of food to eat. Joseph was a very handsome and well-built young man, and Potiphar's wife soon began to look at him lustfully. 'Come and sleep with me,' she demanded. But Joseph refused. 'Look,' he told her, 'my master trusts me with everything in his entire household. No one here has more authority than I do. He has held back nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How could I do such a wicked thing? It would be a great sin against God.' She kept putting pressure on Joseph day after day, but he refused to sleep with her, and he kept out of her way as much as possible. One day, however, no one else was around when he went in to do his work. She came and grabbed him by his cloak, demanding, 'Come on, sleep with me.' Joseph tore himself away, but he left his cloak in her hand as he ran from the house." So, I would like to make two comparisons. Number one, where else do we see in the Bible where somebody is allowed everything in a certain place except for one thing? Well, we see that with Adam and Eve. God allowed Adam and Eve to eat from any fruit of the garden except from the forbidden fruit. We see the same thing with Joseph. How do we see the same thing? Well, his master trusted him with everything in his household except for his wife. Why? Because it's the master's wife. It is his. Now, making this comparison with Joseph, what does Joseph do? He makes sure that he runs from this situation. Now, my second comparison I like to make is that a lot of preachers, or sometimes we hear this message where it's automatically that Joseph runs away, but we do not see that in the story. What does it say? That he continues to refuse her. He continues to not fall into that temptation. But brothers and sisters, it's the same thing with us. There's to a certain point that we could deal with certain temptations in our life. There is to a certain point, and then it comes to a point that we must run. I know sometimes we hear the message that when it comes to lustful things and sexual immorality, that we must run. There's no way that we could fight it. There's no way that we could overcome it. We have to run. But let me tell you, after reading this verse, we know that Joseph, every time it came his way, he was refusing it. But it got to a point that the temptations were too much and he had to run. He had no other choice. So if there's anyone out there that's struggling with sexual immorality, I have in the past as well, make sure there's going to be times that you're going to be able to stand firm in the midst of the trial, but sometimes the temptation is going to become too deep and you must run just like Joseph did. When it comes to the matter of temptation having to do with sexual immorality, well, the question we always must ask is, what does the Bible say?